Now, continuing with chapter 2 of Drake's lawsuit that he just filed on this morning. Again, we are reading through the entire lawsuit from page 1 until the end. Please like, share, subscribe. Again, this is chapter 2. And here we go, Love Nation. UMG is legally responsible for the release, publication, and promotion of defamatory material, including the foreseeable consequences of the same. UMG's business is to possess the exclusive rights to reproduce, to distribute, and to license music, including over the internet. In other words, it is only with UMG's explicit approval that the defamatory material could have been released in the first instance, and later streamed, shared, performed publicly, and exploited by content creators on TikTok and Instagram. UMG's campaign went well beyond the traditional music company playbook indeed. UMG has unleashed every weapon in its arsenal, including on information and belief, certain practices that are unlawful. In a memorandum to staff reflecting on highlights of 2021, Sir Lucian Grain remarked that it was harder than ever for artists to break through the noise, as, for example, 60,000 songs are added to Spotify every day. UMG made sure that Not Like Us broke through that noise. For one, UMG took the unprecedented step, contrary to the internal practices, to remove the recording's copyright restrictions on YouTube and Twitch, thereby whitelisting the recording to ensure content creators would republish it broadly. On information and belief, UMG and its agents further put a thumb on the scale by covertly offering financial incentives to third parties to deceptively stream the recording on streaming platforms, to play the recording on the radio, and to otherwise promote and endorse the defamatory material, all without ever publicly disclosing the payments. These actions not only spread and further ingrained the defamatory statements in the minds of the public, but deceived consumers and harmed Drake economically. Predictably, millions of people who listened to the recording or saw the image and video believed the defamatory material to be true. UMG had previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which was also widely understood to be targeted at Drake, and which stated, "Don't tell no lie about me and I won't tell the truth about you." As a voluminous public commentary confirms, the average listener or viewer has understood the defamatory material to reflect the truth rather than art or hyperbole. In the words of one commentator, now everybody believes that Drake loves being with underage. UMG's greed yielded real-world consequences as described above. It was just 3 days after UMG originally published the recording and image that Drake was targeted at his Toronto house by armed intruders in the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate. The online response was similarly hateful. An avalanche of online hate speech has branded Drake as a file, along with other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claims that Drake is a file and, amongst other stuff, on level of Weinstein, Diddy, Epstein, who has been with underage folks in shipping containers and harbors, convicted of file behavior in his Toronto home. In direct response to UMG's publications, and social media users called for the Federal Bureau of Investigation to come at this point and for Drake to be locked up and behind bars. The mob-like response to the recordings continues to unfold on and offline. Recently, flyers were plastered all over Toronto with a photo of Drake and a Canadian YouTuber who was sentenced to 3 years in prison for SA with the words, "Canadian files gotta stick together." And here is a screenshot of said behavior. And if you are from Canada, I would definitely like a little bit more information about this social media person. As this lawsuit continues, with the palpable physical threat to Drake's safety and the bombardment of online harassment, Drake fears for the safety and security of himself, his family, and his friends. After the attacks on his home, Drake pulled his son out of elementary school he attended in Toronto due to safety concerns. And once school ended for the summer, Drake arranged for his son and mother to leave Toronto entirely. Day to day, Drake continues to take steps to address persistent threats to his security. The vitriol directed at Drake was foreseeable. The recordings falsely accuses Drake of one of the most vile behaviors imaginable and explicitly calls for retaliatory behavior and retribution against him. The false allegations is a devastating, effective method of coming after someone's character online. When spread virally, the accusation can destroy an individual's reputation and brand in a matter of days. As one expert on conspiracy theories has explained, there's always been a certain amount of salaciousness in this conspiracy theories. And if it involves underage folks, people immediately just lose their mind, even if these facts don't exist. If you just put out the suggestion, it grabs a hold in a way that is difficult to dislodge. UMG understands just how dangerous these kinds of false allegations are. Indeed, when it comes to allegations against UMG and its executives, they have not hesitated to take legal action against their accusers. Just last year, UMG and Sir Grange were accused, in their words, without the slightest factual basis, of aiding and abetting Diddy in a criminal act. Moving to dismiss the complaint against them, UMG and Sir Grange argued that the accusations were offensively false allegations of criminal behavior that would be libelous per se, if not contained within a legal filing. Sir Grange called the allegations against him knowingly and maliciously false and defamatory. Sir Grange also explained, a single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity and, while it takes years to build a reputation, it can be ruined in a matter of 5 minutes. Thus, recognizing the false allegations against him might interfere with his efforts to lead an honorable personal and professional life, Sir Grange promised to pursue those who made these outrageous allegations against him. In stark contrast, when Drake confronted UMG about his role in promoting allegations of misconduct lacking the slightest factual basis against him, UMG refused to do anything to help. Instead, UMG continued to republish and promote the defamatory material even after Drake had unequivocally denied the allegations in public and had communicated that in private to UMG. Drake informed UMG of the tangible harm that the publication and promotion of the recording had caused him, including threats, reputational and financial damage, and more. Yet UMG still chose money over the safety and well-being of its artists, notwithstanding its public commitment to behaving honorably and with honesty and setting the right tone in all that we do. Many months prior to filing the litigation, Drake attempted to address these claims privately with UMG. Drake believed, per Sir Grange, that UMG's leadership be held accountable for the decisions we make and how we conduct ourselves, and UMG purports to care about abusive behaviors indeed. UMG's Code of Conduct notes that harassment can take different forms, such as speech that is threatening or abusive, and declares that threats and physical intimidation are not tolerated at Universal Music because we all share the responsibility to make health and safety a constant priority. Yet, in response to Drake's concerns, UMG responded that Drake would face humiliation if he brought legal action, presuming that the public would be unable to understand UMG's role in exploiting and profiting from the dispute. UMG's posture as the world's greatest music company was that it is untouchable. I am going to conclude chapter 2 right here. As we continue to read through this lawsuit, I have a couple of other lawsuits that I am also going through on my channel. So please subscribe to my channel to see what else we are discussing. We will be getting into Alec Baldwin momentarily. We will also be discussing a little bit about Meg Thee Stallion lawsuits, as well as finishing up the Justin Baldini and Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds situation. So please like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Until next time, be safe. Thank you for joining me for Chapter 2 of Drake's lawsuit. I will be coming back shortly with Chapter 3. Thank you guys and have a good day. Bye, guys.